Welcome to my cluttered garage. I'm really glad you're here. A place where we can laugh and talk and days are filled with cheer. The clouds of sun may come and go, but one thing's always clear. Welcome back, my friend. You know I'm really glad you're here.
Yeah, that's right. Welcome back, my friends. I am really glad you're here. Welcome to live stream number 230. It's March 9th, 2026, and it feels like spring. It was 73 degrees today, I think. Amazing. Beautiful day. So, we'll see how long that keeps up. We might get a little shot of old man winter coming in one more time, but I feel good. It's on its way, and I know that those sub-freezing 9-degree nights, 5-degree nights are over. I think we were even below zero. 2 burst pipe this winter. It was a rough winter. I was grossly unprepared for how cold this winter was, and we just haven't had it for several years. So I guess next year I'll try and be a little more prepared. I had to go out and buy, this year I had to buy the trough heater for the sheep, which is easy because that makes sense, you know, to have freezing water doesn't take a whole lot. But then I bought heat tape for the pipe in the barn, which didn't work anyway. We burst a pipe in the barn. Earlier in the season, we burst a pipe in the mudroom right above the dryer because the plumbing goes up into an outside wall, and I had removed the water heater, which was, you know, giving a little bit of heat to keep things from freezing, but I moved the water heater, so now I had this cold area. Pipe burst in the laundry room. What a mess that was. So and then the boiler, even though we burn firewood, the boiler still runs because we have the mudroom and the entry area has a heated floor, radiant heated floor. And the wood stove doesn't make its way back to the mudroom and the bathroom. So we still run the boiler to heat that floor. And in those coldest days, the boiler stopped working. And I figured what happened was the fuel was gelling. And so that's when I went out and I bought a block heater, the magnetic block heater, and stuck that to the oil tank. And so now I know next year, if we have days coming like that, I'm going to put that block heater on there ahead of time. But that's all behind us now. There's no way, I'm not even jinxing myself, there's no way that weather's coming back this year. We might get some cold days, but that's beyond us now. So, hey, if you're just joining us, what we do here on the live stream on Monday evenings is talk about things with the channel, tractors, attachments, projects, life in the country, things that are going on around the property. So that's what we talk about here. If it's your first time here on the live stream, please say hi in the live chat, whether you're watching from Facebook, Instagram, Facebook or YouTube, because we're streaming live to both of those platforms. But let me know how you found the channel. Was it YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok? We can only stream to 2 of those platforms right now. I actually can stream to Instagram as well. It's kind of a clunky way to do it, and I've done it a few times, but it didn't seem worthwhile. So Facebook and YouTube, those are the 2 audience that really watch the live streams frequently. So thank you for being here, Facebook and YouTube. And again, people watch on either platform. I kind of have a YouTube audience, which is the bigger audience, but I've got a Facebook audience, and some people only watch on Facebook. So I try to upload the content directly to Facebook for the Facebook audience, and then of course YouTube is the main audience. But you get kind of the same stuff, most of the same, sometimes a few more things, different things on Facebook, like posting, because YouTube, they have the community tab, but I don't use that too much. And then the same with Instagram. And TikTok, I put different things on there too. So make sure you subscribe to all 4 platforms is what I'm trying to say. And again, if you're new here, we do this Monday evening, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. And, sometimes I'll have a guest, sometimes I won't. Sometimes it's just me and you, which is where we are. If you do have a question at any time tonight, post it in the live chat like this with the word question followed by your question, and then it'll stand out, and that'll stand out for me. And then later on, we'll do this sticker giveaway that we do every week. It's always a good time. It's always a surprise who wins. So stick around for that. What else? We'll check out some comments here and see what's going on, see who's with us tonight, see who joined us. Sometimes I start at the bottom just in case there are comments saying that you can't hear me, but you can. So, hey, Danny, good to see you. You watch on both YouTube and Facebook. Thank you. Thank you for that. All right, scrolling back to the top, our friend Hunter was the first one here. How you doing, Hunter? Good to see you this evening. And yes, next week is my birthday. Thank you for remembering that. My birthday is next week, March 21st. It's always the first full day of spring. Spring comes in, I think, on the 20th, like midday, but March 21st is the first full day of spring. So I claim my birthday as the first day of spring. Even though the calendar might say spring arrives, I say I'm the first day of spring. And I have to work on my birthday, which is no problem. I don't mind that. I do a video project every year, and it's always on that March weekend. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll be working hard that full weekend, but I love doing it. Mikey, good to see you. And scrolling down some more. Greg, yes, sorry I made you nervous with the ladder on the roof. I know. I thought people aren't going to like this too much because I know I shouldn't be climbing like that. I was pretty safe though. I tried to stay pretty safe. But I did get some comments about being nervous. And what I was happy with that video, what we're talking about is the latest video that came out actually just this morning. So if you haven't seen that yet, you can jump on that and catch that after the live stream here. I had to plug a hole in the eave of the house, which is actually right at the top corner of this chimney here. It's right up there. Actually, I can tilt that right above the sign there. There was a hole right there. That's where I was, and the birds were getting in that eave, that soffit, and I'd sit in here and I'd hear them in there right behind me, and it kind of creeped me out. So anyway, I made a video about plugging the hole, and I'm happy the way it turned out because I did try to set the angles so that you could appreciate how steep the roof was and how much climbing I had to do. So that was a good time. Anyway, Buddy Greg, thanks so much. Buddy G. I also appreciate the comments. Some folks, they understand video production, and it's okay if you don't, because you're not really supposed to. You're just supposed to enjoy the videos and not really think too much about how'd you do that or how'd you make that scene or whatever. But some people are very fascinated with that, and they make comments like, how many times did you have to climb the ladder to move the camera to get the shot? They know that I'm doing this by myself. So I appreciate when you recognize that, because it is a lot of work. And when that's the thing about folks who do YouTube and content creation. It's kind of a running joke within the community of knowing that we walk up to an area, we set the camera up, we walk away, we walk back toward the camera, then we move it, and but that's all part of the fun. But it helps to move the cameras. I think it makes the video more interesting. Kent from Hope Construction is in the house. Hope you had a great celebratory dinner with your family last week. And I did share your good news about the test coming back cancer-free, which is always a great thing to hear. So, Kent, thanks for being here. We are really glad that you're here. Tap That Sugar Shack is here this evening, and David from RCAF Polar Express. Thank you, David. Good to see you. And look at Chris. Look at Chris there, sitting on his back deck watching the sunset. I'm really glad you're there, too. How fun is it that you're watching the sunset at 7 p.m.? I just blinded myself with a video light when I looked toward the window. Daylight savings, I always get confused. I think we're not in daylight savings now. I think we're in daylight standard time. Anyway, I like this time with the later nights, the sun being up later. So that's a great thing. And I'm always watching the solar production on my app on my phone. And today was a sunny day, and we produced like 80 kilowatt hours today, which is almost full production of the solar system. I think the most we produce, I think it tops out at like 86 kilowatt hours per day. So not even a long day, but full production, which is fun. And I hope I can make a video about the solar. I know it's not really so much in line with the channel, but I think it'll be interesting for folks. We are coming up on a year having the solar installed, and I thought, let me wait until it's a full year so I can kind of report about whether it's worth it and what my experience has been with it. So I'm hoping that after mid-April, which will be the anniversary of the system being turned on, I could put something together to talk about it. Because I've been learning the whole year. There's a lot I didn't understand. I finally kind of understand what a kilowatt hour even is. And I understand how much we use, which is usually 30, 40 kilowatt hours per day. So I'm understanding the production end of the of solar. So anyway, I will hopefully talk about that. Lone Wolf Firearms, good to see you. Yes, also worried about the roof climb. I know. So, Steve B2601, wait, is that a typo? Did you ever check your tail angle on your tractor, like the manual tells you to do? What? I'm sorry. What am I not understanding there? Maybe you can repeat that, Steve. I don't know what the tail angle is. And like the manual tells you to do. The manual? Did I look at that ever? I think I thumbed through that once. Hello there from a farmer in north of Sweden. Thanks for being here tonight. Really appreciate that. It's always exciting when you see people from abroad join in. Good times. And yet, oh, look at Dave watching from both platforms. You got me in stereo, huh, Dave? I appreciate it. Very much so. What else? Looking through here. Hey, Al Wood, good to see you. Got some local peeps on here tonight. It's weird. You know, it's one thing to go to, like when I go to the National Farm Machinery Show in Kentucky or the Equip Expo, and you meet somebody who watches the channel, and that's always fun. It's kind of weird. It's more weird locally, you know, like I went to a school board meeting and somebody came up to me and like, I was watching your video and this and that. And I don't know, it just feels funnier when it's local for some reason. But it would make sense, you know, that local people would find out what you're doing here and watch that. Hello, Nick. Good evening, sir, to you too. Thank you, Chris, for sharing the latest video in the comment section. Chris being our moderator this evening. So you'll see Chris's comment. You can click on that. Maybe right-click on it, open a new tab, pause it until after the live stream. Here's a question from Outdoor Adventure. I don't have an answer for this, but somebody with a Coyote might. The question is, I have a Coyote CX2510, which has the glass-style fuel filter housing. It has a shut-off valve, and I'm wondering if I need to purge the fuel line after changing the filter. I do not know the answer, but I would say you do not have to purge because modern diesel engines in these tractors, at least with my Kubota, you do not have to bleed the lines if you run out of fuel. I found that out the hard way. It took me 5 years to ever run out of fuel. I never ran out of fuel, but then last summer I just wasn't paying attention and the tractor just died and it was out of fuel. But I had watched videos, I think one by Neil Messick, about this very subject, saying these are self-bleeding injectors now. So I just put fuel back in the tractor, cranked it a few times, and it sputtered a little bit, and it kicked in, and it's fine. So I'm going to say Coyote's the same way. I don't know. Maybe someone will answer your question. But I'm going to say, my guess is that you'll be fine, especially if you turn that shutoff off, replace the filter, put it in. If there's a little air bubble in there, I think it'll burp it out when you start it and run it. That's my take. That's my opinion. I don't think you'll hurt anything. Either it'll start or it won't. Right? Hello, Ray from PA. Good to see you. Oh, boy. Happy birthday. Thank you. When you get to it, happy birthday when you get to it. Yeah, next week. It was interesting watching you clean up the mess from your snow. I had a tree go through my roof of the house, poked a hole through the bedroom ceiling. Deck 2. Wow, that's a mess. We did have that happen one time here, too. Well, not here. It was actually at the other house. We had a tree come down, and it just poked a nice 3-inch hole right through the roof. That was an insurance claim on that one. But no fun when that happens. All right. Okay, I see some answers there about the Coyote. Good, good. And thank you, Chris, for checking ChatGPT on that as well. You likely do not need to purge the fuel lines. Good answers. That's awesome. Okay, so we are in daylight savings times. All right, so we were in daylight standard time, Eastern Standard Time. Now we're in Eastern savings times, right? Is that what it is? EST and EDT. Whatever it is, I like it. And I think they should leave it alone. I know if we don't change it, then the problem is in the dead of winter, you'll have these super dark mornings that last for a long time, right? Is that how that works? So I guess we try to balance that out. All right. Thanks for all the corrections. Okay, we are in daylight savings times. Got it. It's just weird. We're saving daylight, but we have plenty of it this time of year. Hey, Brandon from Eddie Family Farm. Good to see you. Met Brandon and his wife out at the National Farm Machinery Show for the first time, and that was great to meet them. And we've connected and chatted a few times. I want to have Brandon on here to join the live stream sometime soon if you're able. If you guys don't know Eddie Family Farm, check it out. It's a great homesteading channel, and you can follow the family and all their shenanigans. But they do a nice job, and it's fun to watch them on YouTube or Facebook, both platforms. Thank you, Nick, saying that the solar is in line with the channel, part of the whole homesteading thing. Yeah, I think some things I can talk about that will be interesting to people. Like even fixing the hole where the birds are. You know, the whole idea of this channel was kind of homesteading. I didn't like the term homesteading 5 years ago. I didn't think that I qualified. I didn't think that, I don't know. I didn't want to say farm 5 years ago because we lived on a 4-acre property. I could have said farm, but I didn't. You know, I got, you know, I think people would be like, you're not a farmer. I know. But now we have 33 acres, and it's still not like a working, it is a farm, you know, but I still struggle with the fact, no, we don't raise livestock for money. We don't have big crops, but we do. Like we have hay that we produce hay on this farm. It's a tree farm, basically. We've got 30 acres of forest, and we cut firewood, and we manage it even with a program from the USDA. We work with the federal government on managing and foresting the woods. I'm trying to think of the word I'm thinking of, but it's a conservation program that we're creating habitat. We're doing lots of things. We're farming. So anyway. So the channel, again, what I was going to say was, it was going to be kind of an everything channel, but it kind of turned into a lot of tractor content because that's what viewers wanted to see. But now I think I'm expanding back to more homesteading, like just what's going on, what's Ed doing today. You know, I think that the audience has grown large enough where there are that you like me. I think you like me, but you follow just to see what's going on, and I appreciate that, and I like sharing it with you. So, you know, fixing the hole there, I think that was appropriate, and I do think the solar would be interesting. I did a video on the septic system before. You know, that was a very popular video at the other house, and I did kind of a recap of installing a septic system. So it's things that people who live out in the country deal with, and that's really what it's about. Is the problems and issues that I have here are problems and issues that you have wherever you are. And the solar, I will tell you this, spoiler alert, I'm very happy with it, especially seeing the way rates continue to rise, and there's no reason to believe that they're ever going to come down, at least not, you know, maybe we can slow down the rise, but I don't think that we will, ever see things go backwards. You know, that just, prices don't do that. We had the prices were inflated during COVID. Some settled back down, but I think once we get used to paying certain prices, then companies just stay there. You know, all the way from the manufacturers up to the suppliers, you just get used to it, and it's hard to go back. So I don't think we'll see that. Gas does fluctuate back and forth, so we'll see gas prices continue to fluctuate, but they're never going to go back to 99 cents a gallon. They're never going to go back to even $1.99 a gallon. I mean, it's just not. I don't think it's likely. It would be cool if it did, but I don't think that's it. I think things just go up. So with the solar, it's a lot of money to put out up front if you buy the system. If you can lease the system, but if you buy it, it's a lot to put up front. Whether you put it up front with your own cash or whether you take a loan out to pay for it, you're still paying the solar company to install it up front, and then you may have a loan in the background paying for it. And the idea is to get your payment on your solar system to be level and lower than your electric bill, so you're saving money even with a loan. But once your loan gets paid off, then you have no electric bill at all, and that's our goal here. Like our system. Doing the math, it should pay for itself in like 8 years. Basically, that's our break-even point. So right now, even though we have no electric bill other than like $16 a month for delivery fees, those never go away. But essentially, that's all we've had for the past year. We're $16 electric bills. And so the break-even point, if you take the money that you would have paid for electric, like $300 a month, plus we're getting these solar energy renewable credits, solar renewable energy credits, SRECs, which are $80 to $85 to $130, $170 a month. I mean, so you get your $300 electric bill, your maybe 170 SRECs, and now you're $470, and that basically offsets what you would have paid for electric. So you're paying down your system that way. Ours will be net zero, I think, 8 years. So even though it feels like we don't have a bill, we do, because the system has to pay for itself. But in 8 years, technically, if everything's working properly, we'll only have the delivery fee. We'll have no electric bill in 8 years. And to think about potentially what will electric bills cost in 8 years, in 10 years, a decade from now, what are they going to cost? So lots of things to consider. Again, I'll do a video on it. Maybe we'll do a live stream talking about it, because there's a lot of things to weigh out. It's not a simple decision. We took us a whole year to decide whether to do it or not. So, but I like talking about it now that I understand it more. There's a question about bush hog blades. Does anyone sharpen their bush hog blades? If so, how often? I thought it was better to not sharpen or just the material down and tear it up. I think, I might have sharpened mine once, but they really don't, in my mind, they're not a finish cut mower, so they are just ripping through the stuff, and I don't think they have to be super sharp. In fact, I've had some that are really dull and rounded over, and they still seem to work pretty well. So I don't know the answer to that. I mean, my answer is not really. I really don't sharpen them. I have, but not really. Others will answer on that. This is a very helpful tractor question here. asking what size is your trailer for your B2601. It looks more than adequate. It's not. I'm working with my local dealer to purchase either a B or LX02 by the end of the month. You're putting out great content. Thank you. My trailer, it's considered a car carrier. I mean, it works for equipment, but it's a flatbed, 16-foot trailer. It's like 7 feet by 16 feet. I think it's 7 feet wide by 16 feet long. So it's flat. It's not a dovetail. It's got ramps that you have to lug out. You've seen me mess with those. It's a great trailer. It's heavy duty. If I were buying a trailer today for my tractor, I'd want to get at least an 18-footer. 20 might be a lot. Now, I know that our friend Chris from the Watershed Overlook, maybe he'll chime in here. I believe he has a 20-footer. That seems long, but maybe it's not so bad to have that extra 4 feet, because it's really just like probably an extra, I don't know, 2 feet in front, 2 feet in back. That adds up to 4. But I don't know. I've never pulled a 20-footer, although our camper is 24 feet long, and that's not crazy. My point is, I would personally not go less than 18 for a trailer that you're going to haul your tractor on. Even the B2601, which is a small compact tractor, by the time you pull the tractor on with the front end loader, and then you have an attachment on the back, it takes up the whole length. In fact, if I run the tractor with the loader or the grapple and the rotary mower on the back, it's hanging off the back, which is not really a problem. But here's the thing: you might not be able to bring extra attachments with you. So it's nice to be able to have room to add other attachments. And I know, again, seeing how Chris loads his trailer, he's done a great job with adding attachments, even to the side, things I never thought of. But my recommendation is to go, I think you will not be disappointed with an 18-footer, maybe 20, but I would say not 16. If you're starting from scratch, I wouldn't go with a 16. If you did, 16 would be the least. How about that? So don't go with anything less than 16, but I'm saying don't go with anything less than 18. How's that? Good? I appreciate the question. And again, I'm behind. There's Chris right on cue with the answer. 16 will handle it. 18 is better. Chris has an LX 2610 and went with a 20-foot dovetail. Very nice. 18 plus 2. Glad I got the extra length to balance the load and carry extra stuff. Exactly. So there you go. Okay. So Steve, thanks for clarifying that question. What you were asking about, did I ever check my front axle toe angle for steering? And did you ever make a video doing it? No and no. I did not ever even see that in the manual. I guess you're talking about like the alignment, the toe, because that's the only adjustment you'd have. I have never even considered that, honestly. I think it would only apply if you're doing a lot of asphalt running or concrete, or if you're running on concrete. I think in the dirt, it's not going to make much difference. You'd probably notice it if you're on the road more, but the answer is no. I have not. Maybe I should look into that. Maybe I will. Where's that manual? I think it's on the internet. I know it's somewhere packed away, but everything's online. Anyway, no, I haven't. And to me, I don't think it's a big concern. Maybe others, again, will chime in here who have had that experience. But, gosh, I don't think I've ever even heard of anybody doing that. I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm just saying it doesn't sound like a concern that I've heard. John Ritter, are you back, John? I know you were traveling. John doesn't want me climbing on the roof until I get some reindeer for professional help. I know, I shouldn't. It's funny, I was up on the rooftop, and it's not a Christmas song. I was up there, and I did think that there's going to come a point where at some point I'm going to be on the roof, and it's going to be the last time I'm ever on the roof. Like, I know there's videos out there where they're talking about everything you do, there's going to be a last time you ever did it. And that's deep thinking. I think there was like a TikTok trend where moms were holding their their child who's like 14 years old, and they're like, there comes a point when you no longer carry or hold your child, and I thought that was neat, because you do think like, wow. And I think about our kids, think about our youngest, and who's now 26 years old, and it's like, wow, when was the last time I held them? There was. It's weird to think about that there was a last time. There was a time when I was holding them, and I put them down, and that was the last time I ever held them. How about that? Isn't that touching? Point is, there'll be a last time. This might have been the last time I'm ever on the roof. It could be. That could have been it. This weekend could have been the last time I was on the roof. But there's a last time for everything. They always say there's a first time for everything. There's a last time for everything too. All right. Michigan Off-Grid Adventures. Good to see you in the house. I appreciate you being here, and good luck with the cabin build. Tractor suddenly started overheating. I saw you mention that on your video. Coolant is full, radiator looks clean, but it's hard to see in there. I'm thinking there's got to be a stuck thermostat. I don't think the radiator will be clogged with anything unless it's like a 80-year-old tractor. I really don't think, I think you've got a thermostat that's stuck. It's not opening. That's my guess. And it should just be on the gooseneck where the hose comes into the head of the tractor. There should be a little gooseneck where the hose comes in. You unbolt that, and then I guess it's just a thermostat like a car would have in there. That's my guess. Simple thermostat fix. I would hope nothing else. Unless, I guess the worst case would be that your water pump somehow, the impeller's broke or something, and it's not pumping water. That's a possibility. It's not pumping coolant through. But to me, I don't think that would be a thing. I would think just thermostat. Okay. Still catching up here. Thanks for the explanation, Chris. Eastern Standard Time is in fall and winter, then Eastern Daylight Time in our area, spring, summer, or Daylight Savings Time overall. Okay. All right, Eastern Standard Time, Eastern Daylight Time. I get it. EDT. We are in EDT right now. I get it. Oh, thank you. I'm thinking, when you said blow the radiator out, I'm thinking that the radiator, I was imagining like cleaning out the fins, not the fins, the inside the radiator. I get it now. You're talking about blow the radiator. Yeah, definitely. The radiator gets clogged now. My B2601 has a screen in front of the radiator, which is a great thing to have, because I can't tell you how many times I pull that pre-filter, that screen out of the front of the radiator, especially when I'm mowing, and blow that thing out because it's got all kind of weeds and seeds and everything stuck to it. Yes, that is a thing. Maybe you need to check your radiator. If you have a screen in the front, pull the screen out. If you don't have a screen, I would hope you do if it's a newer tractor. But check the front of the radiator. You've got to get in there from behind and blow it out forward because it's sucking in through the front. You've got to get behind it somehow and try to really blow it out from behind. Yeah, so apologies for that. I'm thinking the inside of the radiator. You're thinking that's somehow clogged up. So this is live. I can't go back and edit that out. But yeah, thank you for the clarification on that, Central New Hampshire. So, all right. Thank you. All right. Yes. Oh, Eddie Family Farm just picked up your TYM 3035 last week. That's awesome. I still don't know all the numbers for TYM and these other tractors. I would guess the 3035 is like probably the 30 series and a 35 horsepower. That's what my guess would be. One of those numbers is probably the horsepower. I know that what I really need here is probably a 45 horse of some sort. Like I was looking at the Bad Boys, and which is made by TYM, but they have, I think, the new 50 series, like a 50-45. I don't think it's a 40-55, but anyway, I think it's a 50-45. They're a nice looking machine. I didn't see one up close in person. But congratulations on the 30-35. I just don't have a TYM dealer close enough to go look at anything that they have. That's why I like to see them at the shows. We do have a Bad Boy dealer who is within 30 minutes, and I actually stopped there the other day and was looking around their lot, but I couldn't stay because I had to get back to the hospital because Anne had surgery on her nose. She had some surgery done for a deviated septum, and she's downstairs right now. She's either hurting or sleeping or watching Jeopardy. But anyway, that's a rough surgery, you know, because they go in and they open things up. I don't know what they use, like chisels and stuff. And from all that work, you turn all black and blue all over here. And I told her she looked like a sloth the other day. She had the black and blue there, and I sent her a picture of a sloth to show her what she looked like. She's doing well, though. Thank you. Mostly because she has the world's best caregiver here, you know, taking care of her. And then, of course, our friend Margaret, second best caregiver. She's probably watching. All right. Yeah, and a lot of people saying blow out the radiator. Yes, definitely start with that, for sure. Danny follows along just to see what Ed's up to. I thought I should read in the channel, like, what's Ed doing today? What's Ed today? Hope Construction, it's not CRP, it's CSP. No, it's not. I've got my screen is small here, so I have to move in. It's not where the USDA pays you to take ground out of production for conservation. It's not that at all. It's a woodland plan. It's the USDA CSP program, Conservation Something Program. And what that is, it's to, again, it's to manage the forest. We clear out invasive species. We cut trees back to provide open canopy. We just manage the forest instead of just letting it exist. I mean, that's part of it, is just to conserve it, but it's more than that. We have to actively manage the forest, and that's why I took the Bomalite back there and I cut down a bunch of the Japanese barberry, which is a highly invasive species. You know, we cut some firewood and do those kind of things. So we have a woodland management plan that we follow, and then this is a federal grant program that we applied for, and we do that too. In fact, I talked to a government official about doing a video about the very program because I thought it would be great to share that with people, because people would want to know you can get paid, or you can get paid through grant money to manage your property. And you know, you may have feelings about the government paying for anything, but you know what? It's a good program, and I like that they have the mindset of conserving and protecting space, open space or forested space. So anyway, I talked to this government official, and he was very interested in doing a video. We were getting ready to set it up. This was last year, and then there was a government shutdown for a very long time. So we kind of dropped after that. And I need to follow up and see if things are back to normal. But it happened right, like we were just getting ready to talk again, and everything shut down, and the office was empty. So, but anyway, it's a good program, and there's a lot I don't know about it, but I just know what we have to do to uphold our part of it. Okay. Yeah, going back to solar, Michigan, Off-Grid Adventures, I get nearly no energy out of my solar during the winter in Michigan. I have friends and family who have to pay an electric bill in the wintertime. And the way it works, we'll go over this briefly because I don't want to bore you. But the way it works, in a nutshell, our system say on the best day, long, sunny day, I believe I'm going to throw out some numbers here that may not be accurate, but let's use an even number and say on the best day it produces 80 kilowatt hours of electricity. Now let's say on that same day we use here in the house, let's say we use 60 kilowatt hours, because it might be a day like today where we're not running any heat, we're not running any air conditioning, barely any lighting, we're not running a lot of electricity here. So let's say on that scenario we produced 80 kilowatt hours, we only used 60 kilowatt hours, so now you've got 20 kilowatt hours. Where does that go? Well, it goes out into the grid, and people use that 20 kilowatt hours that you've pumped out into the grid, and that's 20 kilowatt hours less that the electric company has to generate, either through coal or through nuclear, whatever it is. It's reducing the resources that the electric company has to use, because you're sharing that extra 20 kilowatt hours with the community. It goes back onto the grid, and the community uses that instead of coal or whatever production is in use. So 20 kilowatt hours extra, what happens to that? Well, that goes on our bill as a credit. So now we've got 20 kilowatt hours credit. So next month, if it's cloudy, if the solar panels get covered with snow, let's say next month, well, I'm just using a day instead of a month. All right, so let's say the next day then. Next day, let's say it's cloudy, snow covered, and I only produce 10 kilowatt hours for the whole day. But yet I use 60. Well, now I've got 50 in the hole. So they apply that credit to that. So it's a credit system. And for us, we have had a credit all winter because we produced a lot in the summertime. And this is the funny thing. Our solar was turned on last April, like the 17th. And the system is designed to meet your needs. You're not allowed to put a huge system in just because you want to. You know, it's got to be calculated, and ours was based on the last year of electric bills. So they took the whole year, saw what we used in that whole year, and then they designed a system that will supply what your needs were. I think they're allowed to produce like 110% of your needs. Like, that's the system there. So it's designed to overproduce in the summer, underproduce in the winter, and then it levels out. But here's the thing. So our system was turned on last April, and I have found that we are more energy conscious now than we were before we had solar. So I'm not stingy. I'm not a Scrooge, but I'm very aware to turn off lights that are not in use. And I should have been more aware of that, which I always was pretty aware of it, but now I'm even more aware of it. Like, do we really need that light on? I don't think so. So I turned lights off. We're just more energy conscious now that we have solar, because it's sort of like a game of I want to build up a credit. It's like almost like a savings account where you're putting money in your savings account. It's like, I don't want to spend that money. I want to keep adding to it. So that's how the credits work. They're almost like a savings in your bill. It's like, I don't want to tap into that credit, so let's use less electric. So for us, we have not underproduced all winter, or on days that we did underproduce, we had a credit to make up for it. So far, it's working really well. Last month, I think we used 1,100 kilowatt hours. So we used like 30 or 40 per day, basically. And last month was like 1,100. But I talked to a friend who has a similar sized farmhouse, but they have electric heat, and they burned like 6,000 kilowatt hours in a month. So it's hard to handle that. Yeah, Central New Hampshire, 119 a month for electric bill. The best quote I ever got was 18 years to break even. Well, yeah, $119 is a pretty cheap electric bill. Like, you're doing something right if you're only paying $119 a month for electric. So those are one of the things you have to consider, whether solar's worth it. And with the 18-year payoff, that's rough too, because I mean, the systems are, they say like 25 years, but this company said they've got systems that are pushing 30 years that are still performing at like 80% capacity. But still, 18-year payoff, then you wonder how many years am I going to get before I need to start replacing components and whatnot. So it's a lot to think about. You got to think about your age. So that's my thought on that. A lot to think about. Again, we'll talk about that some more. Maybe I'll, you know who has a solar channel is Evan from Country View Acres. Evan has a whole separate channel about solar because he does it himself. I would have loved to have done it myself, but I just didn't feel qualified, and I didn't even really know Evan at the time that we started with that, because maybe he would have given me some advice. I don't know, but he's done his own, and he's a smart feller, that guy. Yeah. Chris joking about my math. All right. Back to trailer size. See how we're all over the place here on trailer sizes and different things like that. All right. I see somebody say goodnight, Bob. Oh, Phil said that. Hi, Phil. How you doing, Phil? From Petersonville Farms of Nashville. PFON. Yep. All right. Yes, Linda, many last times can be celebrated, like when you pay your last car payment or your last mortgage payment. Those are great things to celebrate when you have last times. You're right, they're not all sad. Or, yeah, like being on the roof. If that was my last time on the roof, that's a celebration. Hey, Larry from North Carolina, good to see you. Your tractor, Michigan Off-Road Adventures, does not have a removable screen. All right, so you might be clogged up. So, good quote there, Linda, from Toby Keith. I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. I love those clever song titles like that. Clever lyrics. Yep, talking about KTAC insurance. It's good stuff. I got to say, I let mine lapse after 5 years. I paid off the tractor. I kept the insurance, I think, for 2 more years after that. And then this year it came in and I didn't renew it. And once you let it go, I've heard you can't get it back. So I don't know. I just feel like the tractor's old enough now that I'm just going to take my chances. Probably not the smartest thing to do. Yeah, Phil, question about solar. What I can tell you is our solar panels face due south. They're positioned at what they say is 180 degrees, which is due south. And then they have a certain angle that the panels are set at. That's important. And then you want to have as much open sky. You don't want any shade, because a little bit of shade cuts the production down tremendously. So you want full sun for as much as the day as you can possibly get. For here, I don't know about where you are, but for here, they're set. They like to get them at 180 degrees. And because we did a ground mount, they were able to position it exactly where they wanted it. If you do a roof mount, your roof's not always going to be pointed directly south, so it might be off some, but yet that's a give and take. But this one is optimally positioned for the best production. So maybe that's why we're doing so well with ours. Question: how many hours of sleep do you have every night? Sleep 4 to 5 hours. I'm a sleeper. I like to get my 8 hours. I do not like interrupted sleep. Sometimes if I wake up at like 2 or 3 in the morning and I'm awake for a while, it ruins my next day. Yep. Hunter loves sleep. Ed, Joyce, Ed and Colleen, hope you guys are doing well. Good to see you. All right. Yes, Linda, I could have a solar guy as a guest. Good deal. What did I forget here? Anything? Oh yeah. Yeah, I did. It's sticker giveaway time. That's what it is. if you're new to the live stream, this is how we do it. I'm going to share a word or a phrase in the on the screen. In the live chat, you're going to type that word or phrase exactly the way you see it. This is on Facebook or YouTube, and it's for the live stream only, not for the replay. So if you're watching the replay, sorry, you're looking at the past here. So you will enter the word or phrase exactly the way I show it to you, and then we'll draw somebody as a winner. I thought I had this up already. Huh. Well, here's the word. We'll get this up here so you can type it in, and then we'll go from there. Anyway, today's word is #frog, and the reason I did that was because I made a little video about the peepers. Peepers are frogs that hatch out in the spring, and you hear them. They sound like millions of crickets in the background, but they're little tiny frogs, and they're peeping. Spring peepers are frogs. So I meant to talk about spring peepers, but I didn't. Maybe I did. I forget. Anyway, #frog, and then we'll draw somebody once this song wraps up. How's that sound? Good? All right. I did this the other day. I did this at like midnight the other night. This is my certificate of achievement. I can't hold it up and see it myself. Certificate of achievement to renew my drone operator license, which if you have the Part 107 drone operator license, UAV, unmanned aircraft license, you have to renew that every 2 years. So I just did that, and so I'm certified again to fly my drone. And if you do use your drone for YouTube, which gives you potential money, income, that's considered business, and you have to be drone certified, licensed. You shoot videos for anything, you have to be drone certified. All right, here we go. Danny, congratulations, Danny Scobie. You are the winner of tonight's sticker giveaway, Danny. So Danny, send me an email so I get your address at contactmcgtv@gmail.com. Send me your name and your mailing address, and I will get some of these in an envelope and off to you shortly. So there you go, Danny. Write that down or come back and watch it again, but contact mcgtv@gmail.com. Let me know that you were the sticker giveaway winner for this evening, and we'll get it to you. So congratulations, Danny. That's always fun. So yeah, the drone license, I've had that, I don't know, 6 years now, I think. I've renewed it twice, so yeah, it must be 6 years now. So again, if you have a drone of any size and you use it quote unquote commercially, which means if you take pictures for a realtor, if you upload a drone video to YouTube or any other social media platform that could potentially pay you, then you have to get the Part 107 drone operator's license. Now, if you take a video and you upload it on a personal page that's never going to get monetized, then I guess that's okay. But if you upload it to, let's say, a YouTube channel and you're not yet monetized, but you could be at some point, and that video is going to live on, you should have your Part 107 drone operator license. That's considered a commercial application. So it's not an impossible test to take. I was kind of stressed out about it when I took it 6 years ago. I bought books. I bought an online course. I went through it. I had to go to an airfield. You don't actually fly a drone for the test. It's all online, or not online, but it was on a computer, and it was not even so much about drones. It was more about airports and weather, and it was kind of difficult there. But anyway, I passed it on the first try. Didn't get 100, but I got enough to pass. That's all that matters. And then to renew it now, you can renew it online, which is nice. You do like a review online through the FAA, and then you can take the test online and renew it there as well. And here's the thing: when you renew it, if you get the wrong answer, it lets you try it again. So I think you have to get 100, but it lets you keep trying basically until you get it. And I got some wrong answers, but I corrected them, and yeah, you do kind of learn. It's a good refresher. So anyway, get your Part 107 and be legal if you have a YouTube channel. It feels good to be legal too. It just feels right. All right, so I do hope, again, if you did not watch the video of me up on the roof yesterday, I just did that yesterday. Yeah, I went up there yesterday, edited it last night, uploaded it this morning. Anyway, I hope you'll check it out. It's just as I often say, I don't know how often I say it, but as I've said in the past, I think that that what I lack in education, I make up for in entertainment. So I hope that the videos, if they're not educational, they're at least entertaining, and it means the world to me that you watch those videos. It does. It really does. Because I'm monetized. That's why I have my drone license. I've actually used my drone less, I think, in the last year. It was like when you had a drone in the beginning, it was like, what a cool shot. And now they're just kind of expected. And it's still a cool shot when you use it. But I feel like now I try to use it when it's most appropriate. Sometimes I think about putting a drone shot in for no reason at all. just because obligatory drone shot, that's all. Yeah, so as we wrap up, we'll look at the questions here. Now, will I be here next week? I think so. I think I will. Oh yeah, next week's only the 16th. But the Monday after my birthday, I don't know for sure, because I'm working that weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They're very full days. They're very intense days. I'll be beat, and I don't know about Monday. We'll see. I should be all right for that. Anyway, so that's where we are. It's Monday, daylight savings. It's beautiful. Spring is coming. Enjoy it. I hope you have a great week. And I hope that you'll continue to watch and converse and communicate and do all those good things that we do. I really appreciate it. Thanks for being here. And as always, I look forward to seeing you next time.